So, welcome to BeThe1 Podcast. My name is Marquan Jones, entrepreneur, photographer, and just a very enthusiastic person.
And influential speaker. Can't forget that, my dog.
Yes, sir.
But I am Brian Morton, the Brian Morton. And this is BeThe1 Podcast, man. We're excited to bring this to you guys, and we're going to be sharing a lot of different topics, whether it's from sports, finance, business, art, politics, whatever, man. Life in general. So we talk about a lot of stuff, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, most importantly, personal development. We're trying to stretch intellect and bring a lot of information to you guys that we have used in our life in order for us to get to this point. Me and Brian was at a point where we just wanted to figure out what we can do on one accord. And this came upon this idea of starting a podcast. This is the first episode. As you guys see, it's going to be a lot of renovation. And it's just, we're hoping you guys stick with us on this whole entire journey. It's going to be long. And 10 years from now, 5 years from now, y'all going to look back at this first day and be like, right. So, yeah, we're going to get straight to it, though.
Yeah, so growing up, bro, like when you was with JGM Clip Squad, you know what I'm saying? What when you had told somebody and like, Marquan, Queez, you gonna be you gonna host your own podcast one day?
Man, honestly, my mind couldn't even think that way. 7 years ago, I had a one-track mind, just most importantly, I was a product of my environment, like a lot of young men have. And I just decided to break that cycle. You know what I'm saying? I never saw myself doing a podcast, speaking, being a photographer, doing none of that. But you see, I'm here. I just kept faith, and I was just following my intuition this whole time, and just putting my head down and going. Most importantly, so.
Dang, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what it's all about, is being the one. Is being the one for you was the one to make it out of that environment. Because like you said, a lot of people that you came up with, they still stuck in that mindset. They still stuck in the hood, so to speak. But for you to make it out, you was the one. Mm-hmm. You're a living testimony of be the one, man.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's powerful. It's powerful, man. It's I love telling people about the growth. The challenges I faced. Having to beat a lot of odds, getting out of my comfort zone every single day. Every day I get out of my comfort zone in order to grow. That's the only way you can grow. But I just realized that there was more for me, and that there was more places for me to go, and that my mind was free. Most importantly, I let my mind be free. I wandered, and I went through a lot. And just so many different experiences, and they all came here. And I just really can't even explain the steps that I took in order to get here. It's so many. We're going to continue to break them down for y'all in the future. Starting today, I was in the streets. When I was 16 years old, I seen my best friend get killed. That was a turning point for me. When I decided, I was like, that's not the life for me no more. I don't want that. So I just put my head down. Like I said, I was just going. And now I'm here. I'm the only one out of a 100+ member gang that graduated high school and college.
Yeah.
So
he made it straight out of the lands, like T Grizzly said. But so I don't know this question about you. I already know the answer. What middle school did you go to?
I went to Auto Middle School with Brian Morton. I tried out for the basketball team, but I ended up quitting because I was in the streets. And they saw me walk out of practice.
My bad. Not middle school, what? Elementary school. I didn't know. I know on the auto too, 8th grade. I went to Gardner a couple of years. I was bumming, man. 6th, 7th, 8th grade. For those that don't know, I actually got held back 8th grade. You got held back too, I think?
I got held back
in
8th and 7th grade. It's because I was in the streets, man. I was disrespectful. I was following the wrong people. I was around people who I thought were my big brothers, who were giving me good advice. I thought. You know, at a young age, though, you're misled like that. And you see that with so many young men. And yeah, and I ended up here, but I was not lucky, I was blessed. I was blessed to break those cycles and be here in front of y'all today talking to y'all. So,
and that's still going today, probably more than ever now, where people are following people that don't have the best interest in hand or at heart. So that's definitely key, and you gotta watch who you put your trust in, man. You can't just trust anybody. It's a small circle. It's a chosen few. Then Dre said that. No, small. No, that's Nipsey. Hey, shout out to Nipsey Hussle, man. I love Nipsey Hussle, man. But that's a quote he said by one of the greats. It's a small circle, a chosen few. So you gotta watch who put your trust in, and be loyal to the ones that put their trust in you. You know what I'm saying? So that it go both hand in hand.
Yeah, I wanna get into leadership today also, because I feel like that's one of my biggest gifts. Probably is my biggest gift, leadership, because it takes leadership to beat odds and, you know, get out of your comfort zone and just do what you're called to do. A lot of people don't have the courage to do that, but when you step out that comfort zone, you will realize that it's been so much waiting for you, you know, and it's just that dotted line you got to cross. And you realize in situations like we in right now, I love situations like this. I love hard times. I love the entire thing about life. I love that through life, we can figure out how far we can go, how successful we can be, and what heights we can reach until we're limited, right? And at this point, there's no limit for you. It's only limited when you tell yourself you can't go this far, right? A lot of stuff seems impossible until somebody else do it. It seemed impossible for a young man to see their best friend get killed at 16 and then become a high school teacher, you know, and become a mentor. Right. And I got there, you know, by the grace of God. And, you know, I was blessed with people like Brian, you know, other close friends around me to continue to push me and help me with enthusiasm and drive, most importantly, man. It's an honor, man, to be here, you know. And I don't take no day for granted. I don't take no decision, no opportunity for granted. Whatever I do, I make a decision. I begin with the end in mind. You know, I think about family. I think about my nieces, my nephews. I think about Brian. I think about Wayne. You know, Corey, Martin, everybody, you know, everybody who I've had an influence on, think about my students, because that's what leadership is. You don't make a decision for yourself. You make a decision based on how you want to impact people and how people are going to eventually look at you. It's not about you care about what people think, but it's just that your reputation means a lot. You know, I couldn't be a high school teacher and a mentor if my reputation was messed up, if I didn't have character. But
it wouldn't last.
Yeah, you just gotta apply yourself every day. That's all.
Yeah, facts. And I know a lot of times, it's a question. So, question for you: do you think leadership, people born with it, or can you develop it? Like, were you always a leader, or?
Yes, I realized that. Ooh, man. Here we go. I realized that with leadership with me, because I hated speaking, y'all, in 7th and 6th grade and middle school. I was shy. I was in the streets doing whatever and doing bad stuff, but I was shy. I didn't like talking. But I realized now, like, God has told me, like, you always been a leader, because every team I played for, a sports team, no matter what it was, in high school, I was the leader. I was the captain. You know, people looked up to me. My 12th grade year, when I was in ninth grade for 3 years and still managed to graduate high school in 4, right? And that took a lot of dedication and enthusiasm. And that took leadership. So many people told me that was inspiration, you know. And I never looked for somebody to tell me they was proud of me. I always just, after Wesley died, it was just like, man, I'm on a mission.
Shout out to
Wes. I want to do what I'm called to do, you know. And what I would say about leadership, I don't feel like everybody's born with it. You can develop it at a certain point, a turning point, because I had leadership in 2010. I just didn't have courage to be the right leader I was supposed to be, you know? And it took, you know, my best friend dying in my arms in order for me to see that. So, you could develop it, but you got to be brave, man. It's a hard task, because you got to be above disappointment. You really do. You can't be out here doing whatever you want to do. You got to set an example every single day. You can't wake up sleeping until 3 p.m. You can't. That's not leadership. Yeah. Leaders get up and do what's uncomfortable, no matter If you went to sleep at 4 a.m., that's on you. You went to sleep at 4 a.m., you need to wake up at 9 o'clock. If you say you was going to wake up, set those healthy boundaries for yourself, not just for other people.
Get me in your word.
Yeah.
Facts. And I think leadership, like you said, you can develop it, but a lot of times, if you're gonna develop it, it's come from reading books or going through a life situation where it changes you and it gives you a focus or a purpose to attack your life with whatever you got going on. But going back to your question, to your answer, you said you was always a leader in football teams.
Basketball, soccer.
Are you Kappa or Southside?
I'm Kappa all day. Everybody
Kappa
know that.
red.
I'm Kappa all
Yes,
day. We never lost a game, man. I wasn't sweet when I played for Kappa, but I wasn't sweet until Wesley died, and I was like, yo, there's more for me, because that's when I put my head down. I was like, I don't care about who in front of me. They getting ran over, whatever obstacle it is, whatever problem I have to deal with, I'm running it over, with the strength of God. And that's strictly who I am today still. I still look at every problem, every situation like that. I step back. I remove all emotion from it, and I look at it from a point of what makes sense, what's right, with no biasness, because that's how you actually get to the cut. And I deal with the truth 24/7 whenever it hit me.
I probably played on, I don't know, we probably on the same team. I played a little bit, but I played on arguably the best youth football team in Lansing history. Facts.
Yeah, you did.
Kappa,
Yeah,
Denzel,
Tyler, Trent. Yeah.
We had Brent, Bootman.
Yeah.
No, the best player, but I can't forget my dog, A. White.
Oh. Yeah, for real.
A. White was a beast, bro.
Yeah.
He was a beast. We were undefeated. And not only that, we was the best football team. We was also the best basketball team. Like, if that football team hooped, we been the best team in the state.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. I realized with Kappa, because now that he brought that up, and we're talking about Pop Warner football and everything, and I'm just thinking about the unity Kappa had. Like, nobody worked harder, nobody pushed each other as much, and that's what you need with a team.
Right.
Everybody got to hold each other accountable. There's no lying ahead of the group. Everybody get held accountable, no matter who you are. I don't care what you do. If you claim you're a leader, leaders get held accountable too. Not just, you don't only hold yourself accountable. You need people around you, that's telling you, like, you messing up, right? Because I had people telling me I was messing up, and I didn't realize, because I was just so into the world. I was doing whatever I wanted to do, and that's just another young man, just like hundreds of thousands of other young men have done, but
yeah, on that tip, to sum it down, to put in the box, give it to you like Wendy's. Make sure you're around somebody that's not scared to check you when you're wrong, or not scared to say, hey, bro, hey, man, you really tweaking, bro. You need to step up. You need to change something.
Yeah.
On that note, before going to our next segment, who was the best Pop Warner football player you've seen play in Lansing? I know my answer.
Tyler Allen.
Ryan knows Tyler Allen.
Yeah,
I ain't seen him play. He left Capitol, right?
Tyler Allen, yeah. He scored like 8 touchdowns a game.
Dang.
It was at least 5, but one game I seen him score 7. I seen him score 7 in one game, but the best receiver was Brent, for sure. Brent
hands. He had hands.
Yeah.
But Zell had an arm though. Zell had an arm.
Yeah.
I think the best I seen, and that's why I just moved here from Kansas, was Rhinos #1, the visor. Who is it?
Sean Queef?
No, older than us. Older.
Oh, Nigel.
Nigel.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nigel, man. I mean, the beast, bro. That was the beast. But going to our next segment, as everybody know, stuff is shut down. Like, you can't go outside. You can't be 6 feet. Are we 6 feet, bro?
Nah, man.
We go to the gym.
We blessed, we covered, though. We don't need to be
We live in
6 feet. We don't live in fear. We live in faith and love.
That's
That's it. Grace.
Dang.
We talking. I want to dig more into this since we bringing up fear anyway.
The Corona fear.
Yeah. He funny. But seriously though,
It's deep.
Man, I know people dying and stuff, y'all, but people die every day.
Every day, B.
People die every day. No matter the circumstance, no matter what hits us, somebody's dying. And I want y'all to understand that 5 years from now, 10 years, 20 years from now, Corona is going to be looked at like the flu or strep throat. A lot of people only acting like this because it's new, right? So I need y'all to understand that. And the more you fear, man, disease, whatever it is, negativity, it seeks you out when you fear.
Right, it grows.
Fear does nothing. Fear does not help you at all. I understand nervousness because I get nervous before every training session, before every speaking session. Like I was nervous before we turned on this camera, and there's nobody even in front of us. Right. It's just me and him. But I get nervous because I know it's a moment of growth, and I want to do so well. That's it. But as far as fear, that don't live here because I know no growth comes out of fear.
It can't.
Only faith.
And it's probably President Nelson, but Trump said it. There was no president. The dude who did the Watergate, President Richard Nixon, and Trump quoted too. But he said people don't react to love; people react to fear. Mm-hmm. Right. So if you want to gain power, if you want to gain control over a people, over a group, over a nation, you must place fear into those people, mm-hmm. and then that's how you control them. Wow. And as we can see, man, turn the media ain't none. And is the election this year?
Man, I don't know. I don't pay
I think it is though.
Stuff,
hey, comment below. The election, I think it's this year. You ain't hearing nothing about it.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know some voting is going on right now, but my president is God. That's it. I don't look up to no human being. I don't care who you are, what you do.
That's a big dog number one.
And that's no like disrespect or anything. There's so many people that's inspiring to me. But I don't look up to any human being because Jesus Christ is my greatest figure. Because when I was in the streets and I was getting out of the streets, I didn't have anybody telling me you should come this way and change your life. Like I was strictly in my Bible reading, applying myself, and doing what God called me to do. Stand in prayer. That's it. Nobody else. So
facts. Without the man Jesus Christ, I wouldn't be here live, made it through. I made it through. Marquand would be here, made it through what he made it through. So if you don't believe in a higher power, and I'll advise you to go right now, turn the camera off, turn the phone off, go in the mirror, go look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, really? It's really crazy. It's really. But this current stuff is crazy. I just read an article today talking about how African Americans are more likely to get it than any other people group or whatever you want to call it.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. One, like somebody said, it was in the Lake State Journal. So you read the journal, you probably read this, but they were saying because most of us are not able to work from home because we don't have those type of jobs. So we're forced to go to work at Walmart, Kroger's, low income, working for hourly. And we're gonna talk about that a lot in different episodes versus working salary, working hourly versus working not based off time, but basically commission. So we're gonna talk about that a lot, but not today because then it's gonna be a whole nother hour-long conversation. But I thought that was crazy though. African Americans is more likely to get it. In Detroit, it's crazy part. I think they have like 18% Michigan population. I mean, they have an 18% African American population. Where? In Michigan. But they said 44. You might correct me if I'm wrong, guys. 44% of people who got the coronavirus are African American in Michigan. So it's like they're like more susceptible to get it. But that's why though, because we're in these poverty situations. But
it's stunning, man.
But even with that said, like we can't live by fear. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're scared, do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Don't live by fear. And life is too short, bro. Like I'm 25, bro. I'm 25 years old. I like my life, man, went fast. So live every day like it's your first.
Yeah, just for me because there's been individuals and people asking me how to I handle tough situations. Like I just had a close friend asking me how I control my anger. I'm just like, man, because he said I never see you get mad. Because I always say, man, I realize the situation is not that deep. It's never that deep for you to react in a way you're not supposed to be reacting. And then y'all know when y'all not acting the right way. You just don't have control over your emotions, and that get you in a lot of trouble, right? So I just want you guys to look at hard times like, man, I can't wait till I get out of this situation because I know how much better my character will be. That's how I look at every situation. And I realize it's not much that it's hard things, but when you seen your friend get killed at 16 years old, bro, it's like, what else is really that hard for you, And you just gotta approach every situation with like, yo, I'm gonna kill this situation, and when I come out of it, I'm gonna inspire the next person. Because there's so many people that you probably don't even know that's looking at you and saying, yo, I love their strength. I love how they handle in this situation. And then when you come out of it, they might come to you like, hey, how can you help me with this? Right? So for my mom has thyroid. She always comes to me asking for encouragement. We have our godly talks, our daily talks. We talk about the Bible. We just talk about intellect, period, and just about growth. The small things, the things that make her uncomfortable, and make me uncomfortable. But I love uncomfortable moments because I'm telling you, I can feel the growth as I'm speaking and helping people. And when people are helping me, I love it. Like I was not a people person 7 years ago. I didn't like dealing with people, but I love people now. Like I'm attached to people. That's why I'm here. When Brian came to me like, yo, I want to start a podcast, I was just like, I prayed about it, and God was like, it's your go time. Go. You want to speak, you got a testimony, get it out there. You got a lot of information, you study, you read and write, you discipline, you focus on what you're supposed to be focused on. So who else can be doing this? You have to hold yourself accountable first, in order to do stuff like this, because you can't just be up here talking to people and you doing whatever you want to do out here, right? You got to be, I would say, above reproach. And reproach means disappointment. So when people look at you, they shouldn't say like, I don't think it should be up there. I don't think she should be up there because she doesn't look good when she's in society with us, right? You got to set an example everywhere you go. Not just when you're in front of people. I'm talking about when you're here by yourself and you're at home and it's 9 o'clock at night. And then somebody call you like, yo, you want to go this place, but you told yourself in the morning that you was going to study at 9. Which one you going to choose? You got to choose the studying part. No matter how much pleasure try to call you and say, go out and do this.
Yeah, I fight for the longest. Even like I'm still working on that. Like I fight for the longest. I was that person. Like you don't. I mean, I don't. None of us don't. If you consider yourself a leader, or you got people who looking up to you, whether it's a little brother, little sister, so on. We can't be a public success in a private failure. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't be out here speaking one thing and then behind closed door we doing the total opposite. So basically what he's saying, being above reproach, is like I'm calling myself a leader. I'm saying follow me. I'm giving rules, not rules, but just I'm saying I'm living a certain way. Then on the weekend I'm out at the hookah lounge. I'm partying. I'm at the strip club. But I'm on Instagram, on Twitter, I'm saying all this positive stuff. No, you have to be the same person in public and in private. But back to what you were saying with the how came to you with the podcast, I think let's transition to segment 3 with that. Segment 3 we talking about a vision. And the Bible says, my people suffer. I'm paraphrasing it, but it's saying my people suffer for a lack of vision. Right, so if you don't have no vision, man, it's tough to see your way out of your current circumstance, right? So this podcast, like I don't know, it was probably 2018. You wrote that down?
Facts.
That's
what people say.
So we've been trying to come up with a cold business, a cold idea for the longest, like. Was it before I left or sorry?
Because look, this how it went.
It's a long time, bro.
This how it went. Brian, when did you leave the Kansas?
2016.
So he left the Kansas in 2016, I remember. But I don't know if it was 2016 or 18 when we was texting it. And we had so many plans. We always talked about like, yo, because it's crazy. Me and Brian got baptized a week apart.
Right.
That's the crazy part. We got baptized a week. We got baptized a week.
Week apart, dude.
We're gonna have to cut that out.
No.
All right, so look back to the story though. We got baptized a week apart, and that was just strictly God calling because I struggled to go to church for a while. Shout out to my boy Mikey because he was the only one. He was on my head. For years, he saw me when I was in the streets running around guns and stuff, smelling like weed, breaking the houses and all that. But he would still come up to me and ask, like, yo, you want to come to church? And I was like, yeah, I'll come to church. And then every Sunday would come.
I gotta say that one more time, man. Shout out to Mike Austin, bro.
Yeah,
for real, bro.
That's that guy. Shout out Martin.
I ain't gonna cut you off. But I had to say that because he's right, but it's been plenty of time Mike was like, come to church. I'm like, nah. And even I'm going to church, but outside church, I'm still hanging on grills and I'm still messing on grills. And Mike, knowing he's seen all this, he still say, hey, come to church, come. Like, he could have easily gave up, bro. Yeah. Easily gave up. I promise, I know it's the bottom of my heart. If you gave up, I would not be the situation I'm in right now. I'll be still in inner city, still in the hood, still with that same mindset. So, man, really shout out to that guy, Mike, bro. He made an angel at that time, for sure.
So,
for sure.
It was, like I said, it was definitely God calling because, we grew together. I remember me and Brian, we would text and be like, yo, bro, what Bible, what you reading? Mm-hmm. What book you reading in the Bible? I would be like, I'm reading Peter. He'd be like, yeah, I'm reading John. And then there was a time where we went through a phase where we was trying to read the Bible from beginning to end, but it just wasn't happening. It's tough, man. It's tough. Yeah. But, we love it. We on one accord. And that's most important, being on one accord when you're doing what God called you to do, or you being united, period, no matter what you're doing. When you're on one accord with your boy, your friend, your girlfriend, any relationship, your mom, your nephew, your niece, you must be on one accord. Mm-hmm. Even when y'all disagreeing. You could be on one accord when y'all disagreeing too, because you could disagree to agree, right? So if you don't want to do this and y'all don't have the same vision, as long as the principle at the end goal is right, and then the process, y'all agreeing with the process and y'all willing to go through that, hey man, ain't no limit for y'all. But
disagree to agree. Yeah. I forgot what was our first idea. It wasn't clothing. No, I started something called BeThe1 Ministries when I was junior in high school. BeThe1 Ministries. That's when I was hooping, lefty. I got it. I still got it. Don't try me though. Yeah. So BeThe1 is the idea. The concept is 2020. So it's 4 years old. I thought of this idea. I started a little group called BeThe1 Ministries. Me, Mark Quank, other people. And then I wanted to do BeThe1 clothing. It might still be a thing.
Oh yeah, so yeah, man, there was a time when like I said, when Brian left to Kansas, and there were plenty of times he told me like, man, I'm moving back.
Right.
And then he didn't move back, and I would get geeked. My hope was would get up, of course, because I was thinking like, yo, now we can start what we've been talking about. But then he told me one time, like I was actually like mad one time, like for real. He told me, he was just like, man, he was like, bro, it's probably just a time for me and you to keep growing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when we link back up, it's gonna be that much more powerful. And I see what he talking about. Like this is just the beginning. Like y'all seeing a lot. Like this is just the beginning. This is nothing. Like I don't compare time. I don't do none of that. But I just know that from this day, y'all not even gonna remember this day. 10 years from now, y'all gonna be like, wow, look how powerful it is. And because we want to help y'all. Really, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the people. We ain't do this for us. We doing this for y'all. Just to show y'all a way. And because we feel like we got a lot of wisdom and knowledge that we can give out to y'all to help y'all struggles in whatever area y'all struggle in. Because there's a lot of strongholds and a lot of bondages on people that they need to be set free from. So that's what we're here for. We're here to speak to y'all and just show our love, most importantly, and this is what we do. We show love. We speak to y'all. Give y'all our wisdom.
Yeah, definitely genuine love, and through us, like we spoke about before, through us helping through anybody. When you help somebody else, man, it's gonna come back double fold. It's gonna come back double fold, and I really believe that we're gonna learn more out of this than anybody else.
Yeah,
right? Because it's gonna force us to go home, study, work hard, you know what I'm saying? Make sure we live in a certain life. So, like I said, we won't be a public success and a private failure. So, man, this is like you said, this is just the beginning. Man, next episode gonna be grow a little better, a little better, a little better. And that's what life about, just growing day by day, day by day. But man, I had a great time today, bro. But I gotta go home. Wifey gonna get mad. So I'm gonna go home so
I gotta eat.
You gotta eat.
I'm about to go grab me some, I don't know, chicken sandwich or something.
Chick-fil-A.
But no, yeah, man, y'all see, this is just a little beginning space. We gonna upgrade a lot. Every week is gonna get better. Audio gonna get better. Everything, every technical aspect gonna get better. The look, the cinematic look, the lighting, everything's gonna get better. Don't worry about that. Conversation's gonna get better. And in the future, when we ready, guests gonna start coming on here, give y'all more valuable information that we don't have expertise in. You know, we both have expertise in certain areas. Like Brian's great with finances, you know, and I can tell you a lot just about growth and character, you know, and beating a lot of odds and persevering, most importantly, because you have to do that in life in order to age and keep aging properly, not just turning 18 and 21 and 24, but you turning 20 and you turning 23 with the wisdom of a 60-year-old, you know, and just keep striving, man. And we hope y'all keep tuning in. Stay with us. It's just the beginning.
This is just the beginning. It's Marquand Jones. I'm Brian Morton. And this is BeThe1 Podcast. We out, baby.